And hello, we are at the first semifinals of the Austrian Legacy League Seasons End Tournament of the Season 7. I'm once again Peter Plank from the In Response Legacy podcast, and I'm once again joined by
Jonas Bauernfeind at @Urban_99 on Twitter.
And yeah, we're gonna talk about this game. So we have like Franz Wolfslehner on Mono Red Stompy on the right side, and Philipp Hinterreiter on Tempo Doomsday on the left. What do you expect from this matchup?
I think that it's just this classic. I have lock pieces. You can't play your combo scenario, where more red prison really is favored because Trinisphere and Jealous just really powerful in this matchup.
Yeah.
Also combined with the pressure this deck can have, which is fast clocks. So we have Philip here on a six card hand, and he's starting.
I think he's starting, yeah, because like Franz was in the lower half of the top 8.
Like, who did these people beat to get here? Do we know?
Franz Wolfslehner was in 7th seed and played against Chino, Christian Neutz on Elves, and I'm not sure who Philipp Hinterreiter beat. But yeah, we will have a brainstorming response to a chalice, and let's see if Philipp has a force of will to combat it.
Like, I think that Daniel Perner's Doomsday Blade list with Stoneforge Mystic would be better against Red Prison.
Yeah.
Because it just can't do more if it gets locked out.
Yeah, you have like more tools to deal with the cards, like Teferi to pounce any chalices. You have you have the Force of Wills too on the side of Tempo Doomsday. But yeah, the mentioned Teferi to bounce any artifacts and stuff like the swords in the sideboard to combat the Rebel Masters and stuff like that. And even like playing out Stoneforge Mystic on turn 2 to get a better scroll that you get in for turn 3 can be something that is really, really strong. Especially against the goblin creatures, because you gain like life back, you can eat the goblin each turn, so like no worries when you have a better scroll out. And we have the Delve on turn 2, and do we have another lock piece on turn 3?
Yeah, we should do. It's actually the turn 2. Because Philip started.
Yeah. And
lock piece on turn 2 with the brainstorm in response. So either getting a Force of Will here, or at least setting up the Delver Flip.
Or a Daze would be something that is great too, because he's playing 3 of those.
So they didn't use the smartphone to track the live.
No, sometimes it's a little bit harder for us to commentate.
So right now it should be 16-19 because Philip lost 1 life by Force of Will. Franz tapped his Ancient Tomb 2 times.
Yeah, so we will put those up. So we have like 16 on this side, and we have 19 on this side. Am I right?
Yes, that's at least what the board state should indicate.
So we have now live totals on the stream too.
So yeah, he did set it up pretty well, but decided he couldn't cast it with the Trinisphere.
Because of the Trinisphere, so getting in for 3 now on 13 on the side of Franz.
Yes.
And let's see what he does. Maybe something like a Goblin Rebel Master would be good.
No, he doesn't. He passed the turn. So basically, Philip can't do anything.
Yeah.
The beauty of a Trinisphere.
Yeah.
Land 4 and 5 for.
Okay. We have Chandra in hand, most likely for the next turn. I think this is also a Maddening Hex, which Franz is playing 4th in the main.
Yeah, but currently can't because its mana base is 2 colorless.
Yeah. I mean,
just has to run full text red land. So that should. Rebel Master for pressure, sure. I don't know if I agree with that. I think I would like the Khan more, because right now your objective is not to raise the Delver, but just to stabilize the board with the Trinisphere, I think.
I mean, I I actually like the Rebel Master here because it provides pressure. It wins faster actually than the Delver here.
Yeah, but it's not mana efficient. Like you could go Khan this turn.
Yeah. Now you are at 8.
Yeah. Yeah, and uptick with a if it doesn't attack you.
Yeah.
You earn 13 because if it attacks the Khan, but if it attacks you earn 8. But then you can go liquid metal coating.
Yeah.
And go liquid metal coating Rebel Master. I think.
Yeah, the problem is that you take a lot of life of the Ancient Tomb in a race that you are currently unfavored. Now we have the Karn, I think. So going down to 8. If he's playing the Karn, yeah. And let's see what he gets here. A card that runs maybe try in the near future is like Gauntlet of Might, which is an artifact for 4 mana, which pumps every red creature +1/+1, and every mountain taps for 2 red, which is a reserved list card which costs over 500 euros because of Commander. But it's basically a neat card that you can play. Yeah.
So that should be 6 here. He's going down to 12.
And because Temper Doomsday does not play any red, you don't have any bolts, so you are losing the race here. And if Philip doesn't draw a land here, he will be in really bad shape.
Yeah, if he doesn't draw land, he has game over.
Yeah. Because what can he get? Like Walking Ballista or Relic? I mean...
Yeah, or just coating. In the upkeep, make 1 land useless, so he can't play anything the next turn either, and then just kill him.
I mean, the problem with coating is that... No, you don't have to tap the
win.
Ancient Tomb, yeah. Coating means to win, yeah. So... Because you have the 3 mana here. It's a Legion Warboss.
Also just play Legion Warboss. Is that lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's 4 goblins. And 2. So 6 plus 4, it's 10. So down to 10 for down to 2 for Philip. But yeah, should be the winner next turn. I mean, he can't do anything against it because of the Trinisphere. I mean, technically, he can attack with the Trinisphere if he wants to.
But that's a stupid idea, because as soon as he taps that, Phil can play spells.
Yeah. I mean, does he have any... I mean, he wouldn't have... I mean, he has the Fatal Push here, yeah.
And he could just maybe combo.
Temper Doomsday can't combo at the same time. Temper Doomsday always has to pass. It's like not really impossible, but nearly impossible to win at the same turn. So it's like 10 damage here. So we have...
For the layout.
Yeah.
So and now friends can actually lose the game if Philip attacks and friends decides to tap the Ancient Tomb for some reason. But I think that's the only out.
Yeah. I mean, he won't do it, so I have no worries about it. So going down to 2.
And that should be game. Yeah, just Trinisphere, 2 good.
Yeah.
And that's game 1.
So what are cards that you expect for game 2?
So on front side he plays a wish board with Khan. So I think he will put board in the 4 red cards and nothing else. Like Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blast are reasonable cards.
Yeah. What are cards that you don't really like in this matchup? I mean, the Maddening Hex are kind of okay-ish.
I don't think the Confluence is good enough.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Furies. I like the Chandra.
I think you can cut down on Bloodsuns.
Could be something too, yeah. So basically, Fiery Confluence down. I think like Madden. I mean, Franz also stated that he boarded those cards out a lot, and he doesn't like them in the main deck because like double red is really really hard to cast. So those are cards that will. I mean, are nowadays in the sideboard.
I mean, you don't know. You don't need Fury against this deck, so you can board it out. I think that a Pyroblast is better than a Fury in this matchup.
Yeah, true. I mean, the Fury are like win conditions, but you still have your Rebel Masters, your War Bosses, so you have threats. Or the old saying of like beat them down with a Simian Spirit Guide, which is always fine. And what do we have on the side of the Tempo Doomsday player, Hinterwriter? Basically Force of Negation, Brazen Borer, and maybe the Plague Engineer for Goblins.
Maybe.
But I don't think that you want to be on the defensive side. I mean, I like also the Fortresses if you are on the play.
On the play, the Fortresses are quite nice because a turn 1 Fortress on a Grommox or on a Lock Piece can really disrupt the game.
Yeah. I mean, especially something like Grommox can be crucial because maybe it's the only red source and you have like Rebel Masters and stuff like that. So you're basically hoping to top deck anything good.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about Mono Red Stompy. For punishing greedy players, it's really greedy itself with its mana base and the ways its hand turn out.
Yeah, so let's see what he does. So still the sideboarding going on, getting in some nutrition, some water. Always quite nice. And yeah. Let's see if both can keep their 7, which is something that Mono Red doesn't really do that often actually, because you have to use your mulligan rule. And we see the Rebel Master, we see Furies, we see a Redland. I think that's a keep actually. I mean, it isn't that great against the combo perspective.
Yeah, it's a little bit dependent on does Franz know he plays against Doomsday, because from only what he saw game 1, it could be Delver, like some sort of blue red Murktide or blue black Murktide or blue black Death Shadow.
Yeah.
So I think in that case you really keep this hand.
A Chromox would be perfect off the top. Yeah. What was it?
It was another Fury.
Another mountain.
Really?
Yeah. So you have like.
I have the bigger screen. You have the advantage.
Yeah. But you get 2 screens to watch because of the OBS. But yeah, let's see if we get a premium days target here. And I will continue playing live total, man. 19 on the side of France.
And you assume 19 on the other side as well, because just Fetchland just hit the table.
Yeah, and so 17.
And Days Me Daddy.
Yeah, it should be the worst card, am I right? Okay. He's running out the better one. Do we have any Hydroblasts? No. No Hydroblasts. And the Rebel Master is a card that isn't allowed to resolve here. I mean, it is allowed to resolve if we have a Fatal Push in hand. And I think this could be something because Philip is fetching, because like Fatal Push needs a fetch to kill the Rebel Master here.
Yeah, it also could be that he just has Night's Whisper and wants to draw things. But yeah, probably just triggering Revolt, because he doesn't even have any 2-mana instance that could. Also Night's Whisper is a sorcery, I think.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Hardcast
Days also works.
Yeah. So getting the trigger here, non-flipping the Delver, am I right? Yeah.
I mean, it would be a brutal slow roll, looking at it for 5 seconds and then flipping it.
Going down to 16 on the side of France. But overall, I'm currently not sure who is ahead, because the hand of France is stacked.
And it's hard to tell without knowing the hand of the combo player.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen anything from him.
This is a Maddening Hex. Do you think that he will play the Maddening Hex out here?
I don't think it's the greatest situation for Meddling Hex, because you just lose the race right now, but on the other hand, you also can just kill the Delvo with the Fury in the same turn if you really want to.
Okay. So
14. But I think that's the more conservative line at least. Try
Yeah.
to get ahead in the race and play Meddling Hex while you're ahead in the race, because then it's just better.
because when basically Philip has to combat something else, it's
The
really
interaction between Meddling Hex and Doomsday is that you first take the damage from the Meddling Hex and then lose half your life total later. So it's not super
that
brutal.
bad,
Not like he would go from 18 to 9 and then to 3.
which would be quite insane. But you still have to play spells afterwards most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, in this version, you have the Night's Whisper to draw your cards.
And you have the Baleful Strix to draw your cards, which isn't a non-creature.
Yeah, but Baleful Strix in a combo pile is like pretty hideous.
Yeah, but if you have the time and don't have the life, it's a way out.
It's
nice
a way
option.
out. It's a way out. That's true.
Like, it's better to win than to lose in most situations.
That's true. And we got a flip Delver here, which means like Philip is now allowed to attack. There is a Brainstorm in hand now for Philip. Franz goes down to 11. And we will see if another Urban Master on the next turn is enough to win the game. So another land.
So we didn't talk about what would get out of Philip's deck, but I think like the
The Hermit is like
Hermit
pretty
is
bad.
like the number one target to get out.
And I mean, I like the Fatal Pushes, and
I mean, it's one fatal push. You're from the sideboard.
also the ones from the side. But
Yeah, I think you bring them in, especially if you have.
Yeah, it's like pretty hard to board, and I think that the cards that are worst are like the Baleful Strix, to be honest. I don't think that you have the time to set up with Baleful Strix. Or the second thing is like completely skimp on your tempo plan, remove the Murktide regions, and win only with Doomsday. But it's also hard to win only with Doomsday.
But I think that's the wrong decision about if it has to pass every time. It's just like turn 1 Doomsday, France plays turn 1 Drinosphere, and then the game is over.
Yeah. So you need the mana here. And this is a situation where you can win in the same turn, I think. So he used the mana here.
I don't know if it will win in the same
So Revolt. Oh, 3 mana Doomsday?
turn. No, Plague Engineer.
Plague Engineer, okay.
So Plague Engineer did get it.
And I think this will be a really nice Fury on the next turn, am I right?
Yeah, that could be. Would you hardcast it if you have 5 mana exactly?
He has now double Fury in hand. And I think you would hardcast a Fury here. Or you may even play out your Chandra.
I mean, you have 6 lands now. Then you definitely hardcast it. But if you have exactly 5 lands, do you hardcast it or do you play your own days?
I'm not sure. It's really, really hard. Okay, Jealous on 1. This is the bait spell here.
Yeah.
Okay. Because only 2 cards in hand. This is just a bait. This is a Force Me card. So this should get another basic island. Or another underground sea. Should be basic.
Yeah. But should you be able to deck to analyze the situation and just acknowledge it being a bait spell? Because I think on the board is ahead. If it just says I don't need any more 1 mana spells and I just want to win on the board.
I think he has a Brainstorm in hand, so
he's just you can brainstorm that and get it out, but I don't think if forcing this would be a good idea, like ever.
I also don't think that the Force is the right play here. But yeah, if it gets forced, it's basically game over, and we know that. I mean, the problem is like
I think France has double Fury with double red card as well, but so it's game over either way. But
I mean, it's a pretty strong hand on the side of France, so we will see. But I don't think that the Force will be cast here. I mean, it's pretty bad for Philip because he doesn't have any additional black sources.
France goes to 9, and there's a Medding Hex, actually. With 1 mana floating, so Daze Proof.
And this one resolves. And now
Which
we see the Fury.
Yeah, which is like this. He just ensuring you don't cast any spells.
Yeah.
Because you don't cast 1 mana spells and play
Fury Pitch. Still 1 mana floating.
Now with a 4th, he could win.
Yeah, but
he doesn't have.
It kills both cards.
Because that's in that way the playing of the Medding Hex could really punish him. Because if he doesn't find the second red card and gets the first Fury Frost, I mean he can win a hard. He can hardcast it either way.
On the next turn, yeah.
So yeah, I know there's nothing to do, just too good.
Yeah, it's a really strong hand on the side of Francia. I mean, you basically need something like a Doomsday win on the same turn now.
I would like to see the Night Whisper for 8 damage.
Good old trade. Draw 2, take 8.
Finally they made Yawgmoth's Bargain fair.
I mean, Yawgmoth's Bargain is the enchantment for 6 where you can pay 1 life to draw a card.
Yeah. So like pay 8, draw 2.
I mean, Abandon Legacy. It's too strong.
I mean, paying 1 life to draw a card is too strong. Just objectively.
But yeah, there are pretty strong cards here too. And we have a Murktide, which is
just too slow.
In Fury a great card. But only in Fury.
So if the life totals are correct, it's not even that much too slow. It's not really too slow because his France is an 8. It's a 9, so
yeah.
Oh, it's only 6/6, but yeah.
The thing is like, yeah, it depends what he does.
With the hardcast Fury, it's the problem that he can't attack then, because then it's just dead on the backswing.
Yep. And I think you would just trade the Rebel Master for the Murktide here.
I mean, the Murktide flies.
I mean, you attack with your whole creatures on the side of France.
Yeah, okay. On the defense, okay.
Only 1 card in hand. And yeah, what is the card? It's a red one, or it's a good one. Yeah. Trade here. Not trade, you have 4 damage remaining on your Murktide Regent.
Philip goes to 11.
Yeah. And we will see a hard cast here. And there should be no play. And another 2.
Philip only has
1 card left.
Yeah, so Force of Will is not really. I mean, if this one would get counterspelled, which is not a card in the deck, but would be really swing, because then Philip would just win the game. If this Fury wouldn't resolve.
Yeah. Definitely true, definitely. So yeah. I mean, 1 turn left for Philip. And the Jealous of 1 really hurts his potentials. I mean, something like a Balefoot Strix here would be quite nice. But it's the Night's Whisper for 8.
It's a Night's Whisper for 8.
Hopefully. Am I right?
I don't know if France remembers the trigger, but I also don't think it's really important.
Okay. No.
Seems like he missed the trigger.
Yeah. So
also,
down to
they're
9.
talking about it right now.
But it's missed.
Yeah, it's maybe a nice moment to clarify which rule enforcement level we're playing here. We're playing semi-casual, professional, competitive somewhat. So there is a judge in the room, which is me, but I also play in the tournament.
Yeah.
So it's like, please don't cheat. We don't really do game losses or something like that, and we just fix it. Like we try to play competitive and play clean, but sometimes it just it's not really possible to have judged at this small events, because it wouldn't be financially viable.
Yeah. I mean, and it's something, because you are basically also wanting to play. We don't really want to have anyone sitting outside and watching the kids play.
Yeah.
So yeah. Is it then a win with a Fiery Confluence?
I mean, just a win with Hammer guys are sideways now.
No. It's hitting you. So what does he block here? I mean,
Because
it doesn't really matter.
That's 8 damage, so he can't even Doomsday now.
Okay. We got now goblin tokens on the field.
That's my goblin tokens, I think.
Yeah. So what does he block here? I mean, it does matter.
The game is over, I think.
Yeah. So he goes down to...
He takes 7 damage here.
Down to 2, and now we see a Fiery Confidence. Am I right?
That's the fair content.
Yeah, for the win. So France wins the first semifinal 2-0 versus Tempo Doomsday. Was it pretty much what you expected from this matchup?
Yeah, it's just... I mean, we only saw Tempo. We didn't see Doomsday.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just too much lock piece, too much pressure.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, please like the video and click on the second semifinal. Somewhere there is a link. So, yeah, bye.